Hello and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a monster that we all know and, let's be honest, love to hate: procrastination. But what if I told you there's a simple, science-backed way to beat it every single time? And it works by flipping everything you thought you knew about motivation completely on its head. All right, let's get right into it. I mean, we've all been there, right? You're sitting at your desk, you're staring at that blank page or maybe an inbox that's just overflowing. And you tell yourself, okay, I'll start as soon as I feel like it. You're just waiting for that magical jolt of energy, that wave of inspiration to just carry you forward. But what if that wave never actually comes? Well, here's the core idea that pretty much changes everything. The source material we're looking at today suggests that this motivation we're all waiting for, it's kind of a scam. Yeah, it's this fleeting feeling that's awesome when it's there, but poof, it vanishes the second a task gets even a little bit difficult or boring. So let's pull back the curtain on this whole motivation myth, shall we? In this first part, we are going to completely dismantle the idea that you need to feel ready in order to actually begin something. Okay, this right here, this is the entire game. For most of our lives, we've been living on the left side of the slide. We truly believe we need motivation before we can take action. But the simple, powerful truth is the absolute opposite. Action is the spark that actually ignites the fire of motivation. We've had the sequence completely backward this whole time. So if waiting for motivation is the trap, what's the escape hatch? Well, that brings us to the solution. It's called the action first principle. And this isn't about finding motivation, it's about creating it from scratch, anytime you need it. And here's the gist of how it works. The principle states that a tiny, almost laughably small initial action is the trigger. Think of it like the pebble that starts an avalanche. You don't wait for the feeling, you act first to literally produce the feeling. It's a total game changer for your perspective. And look, this isn't just some clever life hack. It's totally backed by science. In psychology, this is known as behavioral activation. It's a proven technique for overcoming that feeling of being stuck and, actually getting things done. So how does this all work on a biological level? Let's get into the science of a start, because what's happening inside your brain when you take that first tiny step, it is pretty amazing. So how small of a step are we talking about here to kick this whole thing off? Well, get this. We're talking about just 2 to 5 minutes. That's it. Seriously, just 2 to 5 minutes of focused effort is enough to start this powerful biological chain reaction in your brain. We're not talking about finishing the marathon here. We're just talking about tying your running shoes. The barrier to entry is basically 0. And here's exactly how that chain reaction works. Step 1, you take a tiny action. Write 1 sentence, answer 1 email, whatever. Step 2, your brain recognizes this progress and, boom, triggers a release of chemicals. And step 3, those chemicals create the very feeling of motivation you are waiting around for in the first place. And what are these magic chemicals? Well, they're mainly dopamine, which is the molecule of reward and motivation, and norepinephrine, which helps with focus and alertness. So by taking 1 small action, you are literally giving your brain a self-made dose of the exact neurochemicals that make you want to keep going. You are your own motivation factory. Okay, so we've got the theory, we've got the science. Let's bring it all home. How do you actually build your own momentum and put this principle into practice, like right now? All right, here it is, your new toolkit for creating momentum whenever you want. First things first, you have to actively stop waiting for the feeling. Just recognize that waiting is the trap. Second, you got to internalize the new mantra. Action creates motivation. Third, commit to a ridiculously small start, just 2 to 5 minutes. That's it. And finally, trust the process. Let your brain's natural reward system kick in and do all the heavy lifting for you. If you take only one thing away from all of this today, please let it be this. Burn this into your brain. Action is the cause, motivation is the effect. This is the key that unlocks the door out of procrastination. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Forget about tomorrow or even later today. Look at your to-do list right now. What is one single thing you can work on right now for just the next 2 minutes? The power isn't in finishing it. The power is in starting. Go on, give it a try.